Welcome to the Ravens Space YouTube. My name is Jason, and this is Ravens Space Daily, where we give you the Baltimore Ravens news every single day. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the Ravens Space YouTube, and we'll hop right in with our 3 news stories of the day. The first news story that we have comes in the form of a player retirement, and that's Justin Forsett. Justin Forsett played for the Baltimore Ravens for 3 years. His second year, he got injured. In his third year, he got cut from the team. But he had one magical year for a player that was a smaller player. It was his best season in the NFL here with the Baltimore Ravens. And he's done a lot to engender the people of Baltimore to him. He was great in the community. He had a good personality. He helped the Ravens get back to what they were known for, which is the tougher run game. He was able to incorporate the facets of the offense that different offensive coordinators wanted to run, especially the zone run offense. And for that year, he was a special player. He led the league in 20-yard runs, and he had the largest yards per carry. And he had a great season. And we have a quote here from Justin Forsett. I'll read it to you guys. And it says, "Against all odds, critics and naysayers, I accomplished something great. Scouts measured my height and said I was too short. They measured my 40-yard dash and said I was too slow. They looked at my build and said I would never last. But they couldn't measure my heart, my faith, and my perseverance." And that sums up exactly who Justin Forsett was. He was the smallest man in the room, but he had the biggest heart. And he was a great player for the Baltimore Ravens. And I'm, super sad to see him retire. It comes in everybody's, stint in the NFL. But he had one Pro Bowl season with the Ravens. And again, he was, a big force in helping the Ravens be that team that a lot of people want the Ravens to be, where they run the ball effectively. And so I'm just going to go over his stats for that 1 year, that magical year in 2014. Played 16 games, 235 carries. His average carries per game were 14.7. His yards on the season were 1,266. Average yards per carry is 5.4. His yards per game was 79.1. He had 8 touchdowns. His long was 52. And his 20-yard rushes were 17, which is a great number. And he only had 1 fumble in the year. So again, he was a great player for the Ravens that year. It was magical. His second year was cut short by a broken arm, and his third year was when we had a lot of running backs, so we let him go. Again, a lot of guys who are 5'8" who get hit all the time at that running back position don't make it. And he made it to age 31. He had a great career for a guy who was drafted late in the draft, and was told he was never going to make it. So I want to thank Justin Forsett for his stint with the Ravens. Again, not that he cares what I say, but we really do appreciate it, Justin. I'm going to release a highlight video about Justin Forsett. So I'm showing some of his top runs. On Friday. Again, we release highlight videos every Friday. So please give it a look. And thank you again, Justin, for the great year that you gave to the Baltimore Ravens. The second story of the day comes from Mel Kiper from ESPN. And Mel Kiper gives the Ravens their draft grade. And so he gave the Baltimore Ravens a B, which is good. I gave them a B minus, and NFL.com gave them a B plus. So, and this was a defensive heavy class for the Ravens, and he liked every pick. That's what he said. Some of the highlights that he pointed out was Marlon Humphrey, which was his second rated corner. He liked Tyus Bowser and Tim Williams, because they fit into the scheme. And he particularly liked Tim Williams. And I know you guys love Tim. He particularly liked Tim Williams. And I have some questions of why do I not like Tim Williams. I just think that with his off the field issues and his only ability to rush the passer, which is the most important thing, don't get me wrong, but it'll take some time for him to develop to a great pass rusher. Him versus a pick like Tyus Bowser, who's an all-around player, will quickly accumulate to the NFL. But that's not the point of this segment right here. But he liked Tim Williams. He said that coming into the year, Tim Williams was the number 1 player on his board. And again, Mel Kiper smarter than I am when it comes to this draft, right? So some of you guys are smarter than I am when it comes to this draft. So again, he liked this draft. He gave it a B. And there's some things that he did question. He questioned he questioned that the Ravens did not draft O.J. Howard at the 16th pick. And he even said that he knows that the Ravens have a abundant number of tight ends, but not taking a Pro Bowler when you have a chance and just releasing some tight ends or trading them was a puzzling decision for the Ravens. And if you guys know, I love O.J. Howard in this draft. If I was Ozzie, I think I would have drafted him and got rid of the tight ends that we have, some of them. But, that was his big question because he felt like, Joe Flacco didn't get any help this draft, which he did not. And that could be bad for the Ravens down the line, but we shall see. But again, Mel Kiper gave this draft a B for the Baltimore Ravens. And then the last story of the day is a quick story I have for you guys. It is Todd Mcshay's favorite pick, right? So Todd Mcshay, again, the other half of the ESPN duo when it comes to draft coverage, went through every team and rated his favorite pick for every team. And for the Baltimore Ravens, Todd Mcshay said that Tyus Bowser was his favorite pick. And he believes this is because Tyus is very multidimensional and he can do a lot of things from the 3-4 position. And so he can drop back in coverage as an outside linebacker. He can rush the passer effectively. Again, it might take him some time to grow as a pass rusher. He's not as good as rushing the passer as Tim Williams is right now, but he's much better in coverage. So that was his favorite pick. He got good value at that second pick, and he thinks that he's going to be a player that the Ravens can use into their 3-4. And the Ravens 3-4 is not a traditional 3-4 because sometimes we put, a linebacker to put his hand in the ground. We switch things up. We've seen against the Steelers that we've had 2 linemen down, 1 lineman down, different things like that, with the same personnel as a 3-4. So it's a little different. But the Ravens, he believes, had a good draft. But of the good draft, his favorite pick was Tyus Bowser. And that's the episode I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you like the episode, please subscribe. This is something that I love to do. It's super fun to talk to you guys about the Baltimore Ravens. And we're only going to grow. I have lots of ideas, lots of different things I'm going to do with this YouTube channel and just with the brand as a whole. So again, please subscribe, comment me, let me know how you feel about the Baltimore Ravens. I really do try to answer every single comment. So again, please comment below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and go Ravens.